Okay, this video is about linear modeling. Linear modeling, there we go. Okay, what linear modeling is basically a word problem and you have to try to write it using a linear equation. So it's modeling a real world relationship, a real world problem, and then you have to try to use an equation to figure out what it's actually doing, the modeling of it. So a couple things we need. One, because it says linear, we need it as a straight line. So y equals mx plus b. Every equation that every word problem that you're going to be looking at fits into this equation somehow. Okay, there's many different ways that we can write it. This is what I want to write it, y equals mx plus b. It tells me, the reader, of what's actually occurring. So remember from before, this means slope, okay? But in terms of linear modeling, it actually means something different. It means a rate, okay? So the rate would be how fast something is going, how much money you're earning per week, how much money you make per hour, stuff like that. So within the rate, there are some keywords. And the keywords mean that when I see them, that means it's already the slope. We already are given the slope. Some of the keywords are each, every, and the word per. Okay? So what I mean by that is, say, earns $8 per hour. Okay? That would be your slope. Or $300 every week. Okay? And same thing with each, it's all up there as well. Those are keywords that every time you see that, you're always going to think of slope. This here is, we know this from our y-intercept. But in terms of linear modeling, it means our starting amount. Or our initial cost. Okay? So initial cost, think of if you were calling like a plumber to come to your house. They're going to charge you per hour, but they're going to charge you $50 or $100, whatever it costs, to just come to your house. They're going to knock on your door, and if you're not home, guess what? You're screwed. You got to pay them $100 or $50, whatever that value is. Okay, those things, that is always going to happen. They're always going to charge you that no matter what happens. So now let's look at some problems, because really we can just do theory all day, but problems is what we need. So let's do some problems here. This first one, apparently we're saving money to buy a Wii U. I don't know who buys Wii U's anymore, but apparently this person does. So she's saving $17 each week, adding it to her current savings of $145. And then we're going to write a linear equation, and B and C and D and all that good stuff. So I want to write my equation as y equals mx plus b. I need that and I need that. Well, let's see if the problem gives it to me. So if I look up here, it says $17 each week. Each is a keyword for rate or slope. So we know that our 17 is going to be my m value. Adding it to her current savings of 145. So current savings means that's our initial. That's how much money she has now. So 145 goes in for B. But in the particular problem, it gives us S and W, not Y and X. So we need to figure out how we need to write this. So the proper way is saying, because S as a function of weeks, which means S is going to be equal to something with weeks in it. That's basically what this means. Okay, a kind of an easier way of saying is, if the variable comes first, that's our y value, and whatever variable comes second is our x value. So our equation is S equals 17W plus 145. That is your equation that we're going to be using now for the rest of our particular problem. Part B, predict how many weeks it will be before she has enough to buy the console, $349. So if the whole console is $349, that stands for how much money she needs. So S is going to be 349 is equal to 17W plus 145. And now it's a two-step equation. I need to solve it. So remember, I have to subtract both sides, and then I get 17W equals 204. And then using your calculator, so we get 204 divided by 17, and that equals 12. So 12 weeks, this person needs to save in order to buy her Wii U. So that's part B. Part C is what is the slope? So when it says what is the slope, that means literally what is it? The slope is 17. So again, that's in the M value, so M is 17. The next question is what does it mean? What does it mean means what does that 17 represent? Okay, what does it represent? So 17 is the amount of money she saves per week. That's as simple as that. That's all that it means. The amount of money she saves per week. $17 per week. And then part D says, what is the y-intercept? So again, we're going to come back to the original equation. What is the y-intercept? It's 145. What does it mean? What does it represent? The amount she already has saved. Okay, that's all that means. Okay, so using that information, that is how you are writing an equation. This is kind of the easier form of linear modeling, but that's what you need to know for this particular part. So if you need help with the next part, then watch the next video and we will hopefully go over that and discuss that.